Hey, so in today's video, I wanted to discuss light therapy for people who are blind or visually impaired. So come and join me out here in the cold Minnesota winter, but I'm also in the sun, so that's a good thing. So let's go discuss it. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you again. So in today's video, I wanted to discuss light therapy for people who are blind or visually impaired. So as we all know, as someone who is blind or visually impaired, a lot of our day, if we're not completely blind, a lot of us just have like light perception or maybe a little bit better vision than that. But a lot of our day is actually more in the dark than a sighted person. So as someone who is low vision, especially with RP, a lot of us know and probably agree that our days are probably a lot more dark than they are light, simply because all of us can probably agree that dawn and dusk during the day is probably one of the most difficult times of the day for us, simply because that time of the day, it's that transition between bright sunlight and the pitch blackness, and it's just a really hard time. I've actually had this discussion with a few of you here on this channel, and it seems like many of us agree that dawn and dusk time of the day is actually very difficult, simply because it's just that transition period. A lot of us would either prefer it to be completely sunny out like it is now, or completely dark. Just because for me, as much as I love the sun, in the dark, it's actually maybe somewhat easier at times, simply because it creates like a high contrast setting for me. So if you can't see the video, I'll describe a little bit of what's going on here. So I'm actually sitting outside and I'm in the sun. Actually, the sun went behind a tree a little bit, so it's a little bit more of kind of like a hazy, maybe for more of a filtered sun shining on me. But I'm still sitting out in the sun a little bit. And it's actually winter here in Minnesota, and it's actually only about 20 degrees. So it's not exactly the warmest day ever to be sitting out here, but I appreciate the sunshine so much that anytime that I have the opportunity to sit out in the sun and not freeze, I usually like to take advantage of that. So I thought, you know what, I could sit out here, enjoy some sun for a little while. It's actually pretty low in the sky already, but I can enjoy the sun for a little while, record this video, and talk about something that is important to me, which is light therapy and just sunshine in general. So for someone who lives in like a cold weather climate like I do in Minnesota, this time of year, it's actually, we don't have a whole lot of daylight. Our days typically start, sunrise is around 8 a.m. and sunset is around 5 p.m. So this time of year, we don't get all that much light. And when we do, the sun is at such a low angle in the sky that, we just don't get a whole lot of powerful sunshine like we do in the summertime. So, but I wanted to talk about light therapy because, like I was mentioning earlier, a lot of us, our world is dark. And if we can see, like if we have light perception, like you probably know that I do, I have light perception. All right, sorry about that. I'm not sure where I was talking at the time. Corey ended up just calling me right in the middle of the video, just like last night. So she's pretty good at knowing when I'm recording a video and timing her calls accordingly. So anyway, I'll try to remember where I was. I think I was talking about living in a cold weather state. So not only do we live a lot of our time in the dark simply because of our lack of vision, but not only that, living in a cold climate, we don't have as much daylight as someone more closer to the equator. So, this time of year when we have limited sunlight, it's important to me to spend time in the sun and just enjoying, that bright light. Even though I can't see what's going on around me, anything like that, I have the light perception to see, like, okay, there's the sun. I can see the really bright sun shining on me, and not only that, I can feel it. Unfortunately, right now, like I said, it's kind of going behind a couple trees, so it's a little more filtered right now, so I don't really feel it very much. But I just wanted to record this video and, suggest that light therapy actually is, I know it's very important to me, and I was just curious, I wanted to ask all of you, do you find that on sunny days, your mood is dramatically better than it is on cloudy days or dark days, or even during colder times of year when we don't get as much light? And now, if you're someone who is completely blind, I would be interested to hear your perspective as well, because not only you may not be able to see the light, but can you appreciate the sunlight when you actually step outside or you step in front of a window, because you can actually feel the heat from the sun. And I'm just curious because for me, I know that my mood is incredibly impacted by the sunlight. My mood is so much better on a day that's sunny versus a day that's cloudy or dark, especially even this time of year. I'm in a much better mood as a whole in the summer than I am this time of year. Overall, I would say I'm generally in a pretty good mood all the time, but this time of year, I just really want to go somewhere warm and sit in the sun for like a week or two at a time, just because it's something that's really important to me, getting out in that sunlight. And I know that it affects my mood so much that I get to the point where I'm just almost like starving for sunlight and getting out there into the light. What's one funny thing about this is Corey actually calls me Matt Cat. And the funny thing about that is anytime that the sun is shining in through a window or it's sunny outside or something like that, typically you can find me either sitting in front of the window, standing in front of the window, or maybe even sitting outside, just even like lying on the floor, just like a cat would do. You know, when the sun shines in, a cat usually jumps on the back of the couch or something like that and hangs out in front of the sun, or hangs out in the sun. So she coined the name Matt Cat for me because that's typically what I do. But anyway, I wanted to hear your perspective on the whole sunlight and light therapy. If you don't supplement, your life with actual sunlight, are you someone that appreciates being in bright lit areas, or even if you have one of those therapeutic lights that you can buy for seasonal depression or just seasonal, I don't know, just light therapy, like I was saying. I think it's called a sad light. There's a lot of different names for them, but that's just one name that I thought of. But anyway, I would really enjoy hearing from you about your take on the whole light therapy. And if you find that your mood is a lot better on sunny days versus cloudy, and if you find that your mood is better as a whole during the summer months or the warmer climate months when you get a lot more daylight each day versus during the winter when it's cold and dark and you only get a few hours of sunlight. So anyway, leave those comments down below. I always enjoy hearing from all of you and interacting with you. It's just been so much fun today. Earlier today, I spent maybe an hour or two responding to a bunch of comments that came in yesterday and overnight, and it's just so cool connecting with all of you. And again, I came across a couple of comments where a few of the friends here on the channel were talking back and forth, having their own discussion right there in the comments. So that's really cool to see. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, do me a huge favor and subscribe. I'm always trying to reach out and just connect with all of you who are blind or visually impaired, or if you're even a sighted person who is related to someone who is blind or visually impaired, and just trying to gather some more information. So thanks again for watching this, and I will be seeing you on another video sometime soon. So I'm just reaching out here to end the call or the video because my little Bluetooth clicker isn't working at the time. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.